And no word tonight of any retirements. The last 9 justices to step down for something other than health reasons announced their plans on or before the court's final day. That suggests Justice Stephen Breyer will probably be around next term.
Supreme Court confirms that Justice Breyer has hired 4 law clerks for the next term.
Progressive activists are calling on Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer to retire before next year's midterm elections. The 82-year-old is the oldest justice on the High Court by 9 years. The Clinton appointee is one of 3 liberals remaining on the court after former President Trump was able to fill 3 vacancies during his term. Some on the left fear waiting any longer could risk losing an opportunity to replace Breyer with another liberal judge.
Well, we want to avoid a repeat of the unfortunate situation that occurred last fall. I think that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was an icon for many progressives on the Supreme Court. You can still purchase RBG-related memorabilia in a lot of stores, not just in Washington, D.C., but across America. She's rightly remembered fondly for her work, in particular on women's rights before she even joined the court. But there were a lot of people that were filled with regret after her passing because of the fact that she did not take the opportunity to step down when Barack Obama was president, in particular in 2013 when Democrats also held the Senate. And she was very ill at that time in 2013, and there were very few calls for her to step down, and the ones that were issued were met with rebuke. And we don't want to have that situation reprise itself this time with Justice Breyer, who, as you mentioned, is the court's oldest justice. Conservatives now have a supermajority on the Supreme Court, 6-3 advantage. It's extremely lopsided. That situation threatens to become a worse one if a single illness or death befalls the Senate Democrats. They're just one heartbeat away from losing the majority to Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. And Mitch McConnell has already said that if he becomes Senate Majority Leader again, he very well may block any pick that Joe Biden makes to the Supreme Court next year or any time thereafter. He said that just last week. So the writing is on the wall in terms of the risk that Stephen Breyer is taking if he remains on the court past the end of his term.
Justice Breyer is 82 years old, the oldest member of the court. This is a moment where if he retires, President Biden will be able to replace him. The Democrats control the Senate. They could put a much younger person in place. And President Biden has said, in fact, that he would appoint a black woman. That would be the first black woman on the Supreme Court. If Breyer does not retire now, there's a very real danger that the Democrats will lose their control of the Senate. It's a razor-thin majority right now. Literally, if something were, God forbid, to happen to Sherrod Brown or Pat Leahy or any of the Democratic senators who are from states with a Republican governor who would appoint a replacement, if anything happened to any of those senators, the Democrats would lose control of the Senate. And we know that Mitch McConnell just will not confirm any Democratic appointments to the court. So if Breyer doesn't step down now, there's a very real chance that Republicans will eventually fill that seat and maybe turn a 6-3 conservative majority, which has already been terrible, into a 7-2 conservative majority.
So this dude is just going to ride it out because of a level of narcissism that I think we can't even measure. And I'll tell you something. I know some narcissists. Big time. A lot more fun to probably hang out with than Justice Breyer. But I think none of them couldn't be convinced that maybe what they want to do has the ability to shape the lives of 300 million people. Maybe should come second to the welfare of those 300 million people and the trajectory of millions to come in the future. This guy.